snow in the forecast, but the wind, boy, it's whipping off of Lake Erie and into Highmark Stadium, just south of Buffalo, New York. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go, as it'll be the Kansas City Chiefs taking on the Buffalo Bills. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? Brown with his stick skills. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. Here's the Chiefs offense for their first possession, and it's Patrick Mahomes at quarterback.
And, of course, number one, trying to win the game today. But for him, it's always about Super Bowls, trying to get back to his fourth consecutive one. Fell short of the NFL's first ever three-peat in the Super Bowl last year. He wants to avenge that loss at the end of this season.
And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. The numbers on the ground for Pacheco last week. 13 carries, 53 yards.
They're coming off of back-to-back wins, and I think a lot of credit belongs to this guy right here because, to me, he's not only carried his weight, he's carried a few other guys along as well. He's helped draw defensive attention away from not just him, but open things up for his teammates, too. So if this winning streak is going to continue to have some legs to it, he has to remain effective and put together another nice game.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. On play action, it's Mahomes. Throw left side complete. That's Rice. Call it a gain of a yard, and it'll be second down. You look at this Buffalo defense. This crew against the pass, it's been a real struggle. Second from the bottom in the NFL, number 31.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking on the number one overall offense in the league.
Caught by Rice. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 39. 19 yards the pick up there. Move the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 39-yard line.
And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball, and sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
Play action. Now it's Mahomes. Got a man over the middle, Worthy. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there at 22.
Another Kansas City Chiefs.
Well, they clearly wanted to come out, Charles, and be aggressive throwing the football, and they've been pretty efficient along with that aggressiveness. He's now 4 of 4 on this opening drive.
Yeah, and that's led to a fresh set of downs. I like what he's doing back there. You can tell he's at ease. Feels good about what he's doing. I think if I'm the play caller, I'm reading that. I'm continuing to let him throw the football.
To throw, it's Mahomes. Throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey. It's so close, he gets it to the 1. Out of bounds right there. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical, they've been crisp, and as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early first and goal.
Pacheco is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, second and goal. Mahomes going to throw. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This Buffalo defense has stood their ground. This is 3rd and goal. Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. Of course, that flag accepted, and it backs the ball up 5 yards.
Still 3rd down.
A bad time for a false start penalty as they're backed up now for 3rd and goal. Now this time Mahomes will throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Patrick Mahomes, a 5-yard touchdown run. And the Chiefs have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Looking sharp on that first drive. These guys, of course, coming off back-to-back victories, and you see that kind of advancing into this game, don't you?
You certainly do, and when you have a team that doesn't get too full of itself, even though they've won 2 games in a row, you get the end result that we saw there, that nice opening drive, because they're sharp, they're focused, and they're locked into everything that they're doing.
Extra point by Butker is on target, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. Out comes the offense for the Bills, led by their quarterback at 6'5". That's Josh Allen.
I like this guy, and the reason I do, he tends to stay on an even keel. Doesn't let too much ruffle him. He will manage the game the way it needs to be managed, take what the defense gives him, and then he can strike at times. Had a touchdown pass. Yes, he had an interception last week, but he found a way for his team to win.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to them.
They run again on first down. Cook dances by him. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. The 22 more yards there and another first down. They had a chance to limit his yardage, but he was able to fight off that tackle.
So it's not just the responsibility of the guys who missed the tackles along the way. It's all 11 on defense, able to stop this guy, unable to do it on that play. They've got to find a way. How about his ability to break through and gain that yardage?
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 32-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they'll run with Davis. They get 10 more there, and I believe that'll be enough for another first down. It will.
10 more yards. That's another Bills first down.
The Bills sitting at 5-2 on the year, and they come in on a good run, winners of 5 of their last 7.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
And now they'll throw with Allen. And that one complete to his receiver, Palmer. And they'll get this down to the 10. 12 more yards there and another first down. Pretty solid opening drive here, Charles. They've worked in the run game, the pass game, just steadily getting yards, and now they've got it inside the red zone here with an opportunity.
And the only thing they don't have so far is points. But the way that they're moving the ball now, that shouldn't take much longer. And they've established a great balance so far. Running, passing, doing what they want on offense.
First down, here's the run with Cook. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. A gain of 3, second down. He's hit pay dirt a lot this year, but not that time.
Yeah, I'm tracking right there with you. You're exactly right. He's found the end zone plenty of times. No way I can find any fault with the call. He may not have scored there, but of course you're going to give it to him.
Again, it's Cook. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
Allen. And a quick throw here, that's complete. On the gain of 3 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Chiefs offense and their quarterback coming out for their second drive. And as you see on the graphic, he's right up there with the best in the league when it comes to throwing touchdowns. Currently second in the NFL at this point of the season. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. 4-4 their record through 8 games on the season. Would you say that this team has overperformed, underperformed, or they kind of right where you thought that they would be?
Do you mind if I say yes, yes, and yes? Because ultimately to me, 4-4 is about where they should be, because we've seen weeks where they've been really, really good. They've looked terrific. Other weeks where we've wondered just how good is this team. They want to be consistent in their play, not consistently inconsistent, which is what they've been thus far.
On 1st and 10, here's Pacheco. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. You look at this Buffalo defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And those are the kind of plays that this unit needs to make, because they know that going against a team of this magnitude and the way that they're playing, they cannot afford to let them get on a roll early. Chip away at their timing.
Here's Mahomes to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Defensively, celebration time, because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
They had the incomplete pass on 2nd down. Now they need a big play here, 3rd and 10. Throwing now is Mahomes. Pitch and catch here to Travis Kelce. And he will have the Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
It's a gain of 11. And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
2 first downs have them up near midfield now on 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Another pass into the reliable hands of Kelce. And he's got this down to the 35. Give him back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another first down.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there of finding him in stride for really good yardage.
So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory at the 35-yard line. Now here's Mahomes. Over the middle, complete. That's Brown. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
10 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and inches at the 25-yard line.
Yellow.
After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the second quarter, as they've got it with 2nd down and less than a yard. Now it's Mahomes again. That's into the hands of Worthy. And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 13-yard line. Give him 12 yards on that one. It earns him a fresh set of downs.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Headed straight, it's Pacheco. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
No gain on the play.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Now Mahomes. Throwing the out route incomplete. It's Rice. And he will take it on in for a Chiefs touchdown. Rashee Rice, his 6th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to extend their lead.
All the receivers in the league are plenty good enough, otherwise they wouldn't make it in the NFL. But the ones that go to the Pro Bowl, they have refined route running ability.
Butker on for the PAT. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. That time a 9-play drive. And it winds up with the Chiefs hitting pay dirt. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. The Bills offense led by their running back headed out for the 2nd possession. As we transition into the second half of the season, you can see he's the NFL's leader in rushing touchdowns. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Their drive last time, it stalled out. They were forced to take the short field goal.
And the key phrase, you nailed it, forced to, because you know coaches look at these short field goals as a last resort, right? To them, that's not how drives are supposed to end. You're supposed to put 6 on the board. That's a consolation prize. Like going to the county fair, you don't get the big stuffed animal on that one, do you?
No, you don't go top shelf. That's bottom shelf material. Boy, he ran free there after the catch as that winds up going for 38. So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 37-yard line. the gun. It's Allen. Swinging this out wide here for Cook. And down right around the 32-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup. From the 32-yard line now, here's 2nd and 5.
At the 32-yard line.
On play action, Allen. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Keon Coleman, his first touchdown on the year. And the Bills have cut it back within a score. And a nice job by him to catch the slant and then navigate and break free.
And receivers love slant routes because it gets the ball in their hands so quickly and oftentimes on the move. When they're on the move like that, then they get to use their best asset, which is usually their speed.
And their speed sometimes, like this instance, can take them into the end zone. The extra point splits the uprights, and that makes it a 14-10 ball game.
Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And they'll get him down inside the 30 at the 27. And Kansas City's offense now set and ready to go. Now, they entered play on a 2-game win streak, and then they've got the open date on their schedule next week. So this is a group that's really looking to hit the break on a high note.
And this will obviously be a tough game for them, but go ahead and play this out with me, partner. If they win here and make it 3 in a row, they get to heal up after that. You got to think that's an ideal setup and a worthy goal to play for in this one.
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
From the 33, here's a 2nd and 4.
Yellow.
They'll set up to throw. He'll get this complete to Worthy. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a first down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete.
He certainly had a good game throwing the ball so far, but I think he was trying to take that from good to great with that throw, trying to get one downfield.
Second and 10. Mahomes to throw once more. He'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing. But as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Over the middle, that's caught by Rice. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 33-yard line.
Good, strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Back to throw again. He'll check this one down to Pacheco. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack is a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
It's Kelsey on the ground. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Over 70 yards receiving now for him in his first half alone, as he's got a first down on that last catch.
What a drive this has been, just chewing up the yardage. And here's one of their best plays yet, as they finally get down into the red zone and look to finish this off with 6.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Fire down these two.
Pacheco gets it up the gut. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Taron Johnson made the stop.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Here's 2nd and 10. Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And now it's 3rd and 3.
6 yards. And it's 3rd down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Gregory Rousseau in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Well, we saw him score on the ground earlier in the ball game. This time, the defense says not so fast.
Yeah, that's good scouting and good awareness, isn't it? Because you always have to be wary of him keeping it himself, especially in this part of the field. Because if he doesn't like what he sees, you know he'll take off and try and go for it himself.
Harrison Butker for the Chiefs field goal. A 28-yard attempt.
Butker's kick here is good. But now there is a penalty marker on the field, so let's see what this is about. And this is going to be roughing the kicker, an inexcusable penalty, Charles.
You've worked so hard to hold him to a 3-point kick. Now you're giving him the ball again with a chance for a touchdown.
They run it with Pacheco from the gun. And he's going to ball his way into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Isaiah Pacheco, his 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Well, they move the ball down the field through the air, Charles, and then finally they get the running game involved, and it works to perfection. Touchdown.
And, partner, I kept waiting for that running game to come into play and actually saved it until the very end. Touchdown goes on his stat sheet, but you and I both know, and he knows as well, his teammates airing it out made this a successful drive.
Butker now to add the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. A pretty long drive that time. 11 plays all told. And it's finished off with a 5-yard touchdown run. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. They'll look to make some inroads here, trailing 21-10 as they come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. Beginning this series with a handoff to Cook. Will be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
Here's Cook again. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down.
That could be the stop this defense needed to get them back on track. They've been pretty well dissected by the offense here in the first half. After that possession, now they know that they can compete with this offense.
Wisnowski on to punt as he sends this one away. It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5. And it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. And now here comes Kansas City. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again, 2nd and 10. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's able to get this one up to his 30 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. Back to throw here. Mahomes will do it himself. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
And, partner, I would guess that in his headset he was hearing from his coach, it's 3rd down, don't take a sack. And in this case, he's able to avoid the pressure and get out of there. He doesn't get the 1st down, but he does turn a possible loss into positive yardage.
On 4th down, Matt Ariza sent on to punt. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. Shifts by him. A pretty good punt, but a nice 13-yard return. And the Bills will take over the football with a 1st and 10. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Brings up 2nd and 5 at the 38-yard line.
On play action, Allen. He'll air this one toward Coleman. It's caught inside the 25. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Buffalo touchdown. Keon Coleman with his second touchdown here in this first half. And the Bills get a late score here in the final minute of the first half. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big stroke like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
17.
Here is Wishnowski to boot it away following the touchdown. And out a little across the 25 to the 27. The Chiefs going to go back on offense here late in this first half. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that can change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Mahomes quickly complete out wide. The Chiefs will use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the second quarter.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Yellow.
Mahomes going to throw. That's into the hands of Worthy once again. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. So 8 yards on the completion there. And that'll bring up a second down in just a couple. To throw, it's Mahomes. They'll set up the screen to Pacheco. And he goes down, but not before getting us inside the 25. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
In motion, the tight end, Kelsey. Again, they'll throw with Mahomes. Open man right side is Rice. That'll go for a gain of 7. And it'll be second down.
It's a gain of 7. Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 16-yard line.
In motion, the tight end. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play. Now 2nd and 3. Here's Mahomes to throw. The throw here right sideline falls incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up, not that time. Now with 5 seconds left, not really enough time to run another play and then stop it, so on comes the field goal unit. Butker's kick here is good, and they will open their lead up to a touchdown at 24-17. So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So barring a touchback, this likely the final act of the half as the kick is away. And this one definitely not in the landing zone. In fact, it's over the back line. So this is going to come out to the 35. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. And you wonder if with Allen's arm, they might just take their chances by dialing up a long one. A final shot before half for Allen. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. So halftime straight ahead. Let's get you down to the Sunshine State and Scott Hansen with our EA Sports Halftime Report.
Okay, Brandon, thank you. Hope you all had a happy Halloween. Some of the celebrations still going on as we've reached the first weekend of November, and that's just fine. Let's get into the highlights. Our look at the NFL starts now. In the Steel City, it's the Steelers at home to take on Indianapolis. And this is Daniel Jones, one of his 3 touchdown passes on the afternoon. Next up, Lambeau Field. Let's look in on the Packers. They're playing host to the Carolina Panthers. And it's Josh Jacobs. Gets past the line of scrimmage, gets room, gets it in. 22 yards on the touchdown. The Packers get back to 500. They move to 4-4 with this victory. Got one more to show you right now. Let's go to Foxborough. It's the Patriots taking on the Atlanta Falcons. And it's a guy who made big strides in his rookie season, Drake May. He's going to take this one himself. He also had 2 touchdown passes in the game. The Patriots remain undefeated. They are now 9-0 with yet another victory. A look now at the rest of the scores around the NFL as we reach the halfway point of the regular season. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we get you back out to Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Both these offenses have been in fine form. What will the second half bring us as we are underway in quarter 3? The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And they got to be pleased with this. He brings it all the way up to the 40-yard line. The Bills offense and running back James Cook heading onto the field. He is the NFL's leader in rushing yards to this point in the season. And if he can replicate or even surpass the production that he had over the first half of the year, he's going to have a good chance to take home the title. The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the third quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the third quarter.
Here's Allen. Shakir hauls it in. And he'll be taken down before he gets into enemy territory. Just his second catch of the game so far. This one moves the chains.
First down. First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
319! What's that?
They'll try the middle with Cook. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 70 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line, the job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
They run it again with Cook. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17.
10 more yards. That's another Bills. First down. First and 10 at the 17-yard line.
So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. A first down carry for Davis. And he'll get 4 there, down to about the 12-yard line. Decided to hand it off that time on the run-pass option.
Appeared to be an easy decision. Just gave it inside. Nice steady gain.
319.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with third down now looming.
But really, that was no surprise there. They've been running it well all game, and I know goals change all the time, but any team will take that type of run each and every time.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard.
180.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. But he has the first down before he's tackled at the 5. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. They'll run with Cook. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard that time. 2nd and goal.
All of a sudden, those lanes that were there earlier in the drive dry up near the goal line. That's a good job defensively to diagnose the run and stop it for a very short pickup.
Cook. Going to take this down just short of the goal line. He got 3, but could not get the ball over the chalk. They've gotten it to the 1. Can they get that final yard here on 3rd and goal? Now Allen off the bootleg. Will try to pick it up himself. And he fires one, but incomplete. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, but a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
And his kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So they were facing the deficit coming out of the locker room at intermission, and at least they're able to get the field goal to cut into that deficit.
Yeah, now your offense feels pretty good about itself, right? A little bit more up to speed coming out of the break. You turn to your defense now and say, hey, we got 3 there. We're chipping into the lead. Can you help us out? Hold them. Let's get the ball back for us.
And a nice return sets them up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. Here's the Kansas City offense now as they get set to take over. And the points, they have come fast and furious in this quarter.
You really don't want to be on the defensive side of the ball right now, do you? Because you're either thinking, my replacement may get an opportunity.
Your head better be on a swivel.
Totally. Or maybe I just need to get out of the game for a while because I just can't slow these guys down. They've got to figure out a way to disrupt these offenses. And typically, one guy makes a big play, and that can help change things.
They'll be looking for disruption on both sides right now.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
2nd and 5. Mahomes now to throw. It's complete to Brown, right side. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the Kansas City Chiefs. First down. It's a gain of 6. And a first down, Chiefs.
They'll run out of the gun with Pacheco. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Ed Oliver through the line and hitting him for the loss.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. And if they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Throwing now is Mahomes. This will be caught by Brown. So it's a gain of 12 there on the reception. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot. Mahomes takes it himself. And he will have a Chiefs first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I don't know about you, but I like this call. 3rd and inches, and instead of worrying about getting it back to a running back and maybe there's some penetration from the defensive front, just go ahead and take it, move forward, and pick up the first down.
And as we say often, shows confidence in your offensive line. A handoff now for Pacheco. And a pretty good burst right there as he'll take this down to the 33. Give him 15 yards on that one. Kansas City has a first down.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They go play fake. Mahomes. Now a run here off the RPO. He'll keep it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
Ball at the 33, 2nd and 9. Play action. Now it's Mahomes. That's into the hands of Worthy. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
First down. 1st and goal at the 7-yard line.
And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
Now Mahomes. Now he's going to step up and run. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll get 3 yards on the scramble there at 2nd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. Now here's Mahomes. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Rice. So no gain on the play. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and goal.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
From the 3-yard line again, they'll try and punch it in here on 3rd and goal. They'll drop the throw. That is caught by Rice for a Kansas City touchdown.
Touchdown, Kansas City.
A great play there with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Chiefs will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Butker on for the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to 11. So that one a long 11-play drive. And it's capped off with a Kansas City touchdown. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Half 85, half 85.
Now Allen. Open man, it's Palmer. Yeah, he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Ball on the 36 now. Here's second down and 1. So the shotgun snap to Allen. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up third down. Trying to get their tight end involved finally. That's the first time that they've looked his way. He's kind of been a forgotten man in this offensive scheme.
Yeah, didn't look his way at all in the first half. And I'll bet you the offense coordinator made a note at the half and said, let's get him involved because he could be a big-time playmaker for us.
So they fake the handoff. Now Allen. Now he fires deep for Shakir. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
So they're forced to punt on fourth as this one's away. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Buffalo. It's the Chiefs with the lead and the football here as we get set for quarter number 4. The KC offense out of the huddle, ready for their next drive. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
On play action, it's Mahomes. Pass to Brown. He's got it on the crossing route. And he's brought down. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards.
Kansas City Chiefs, first down.
Partner, I like that they're staying aggressive on offense because to me, this drive is what is known as a put-away drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Pacheco gets it and tries the left side. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's run it 11 times. Now, I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely, you want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
First carry now for Kareem Hunt. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're just trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. In a run blitz, you're actually trying to cover up gaps, trying to cover up holes so they can't run the football.
And he's got a first down as a tackle made at the Bills' 18.
It's a gain of 14.
A good gain of 14 there, and it moves the chains.
First down.
Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the fourth quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game, you would think you would switch to a running attack, but you're exactly right. They've thrown it so well throughout the game, and trusting this quarterback, I think you continue to do so.
On the handoff, it's Pacheco. And he stopped immediately there. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. Well done to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys, made the play, and he couldn't even get going moving the football.
They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll send the tight end in motion. Looking to throw is Mahomes. That one caught by Rice. And that's good for a gain of 6. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
From the gun, it's Mahomes. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete.
Holding offense.
So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just working the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
So following the holding call, what can they do here on 3rd and long?
Yellow, yellow.
He'll drop to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
As expected, he's gone to him several times in this game, but that's the first time one has slipped from his grasp. I'll bet he goes back to him, though. He's an excellent player.
So on 4th down, Mahomes off, Harrison Butker on for the Chiefs field goal. From the left hash, this from 37. Butker's kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. So that, maybe not a knockout blow, but I suppose certainly every little bit helps when you're trying to salt one away in the 4th.
Well, the possibility of being beaten by 2 late touchdowns or at least sent to overtime does exist. But time, definitely a big factor at this stage of the game, is in their favor.
Nice little juke. And he returns this to the 22. Here's the Buffalo offense now as they get set to take over here. And Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3 and out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Allen going to throw. Quick slant to Shakir. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 2 at the 31-yard line.
Cook up the gut. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And his fine afternoon on the ground continues. That last run going to put him over 100 yards for the ball game.
At the 41-yard line.
Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. On play action, Allen. And that is going to be incomplete as he led him a bit too much.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Throwing now is Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
This offense so far on 3rd down, just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 4. Here's Allen to throw it. He'll try and do this himself. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, how about the coverage we just saw him break out on 3rd down? Dime defense, blanketed the field with extra defensive backs and speed, unable to find an open hole to complete that pass.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. One final try here for Allen. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first.
And the Bills, 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Now Allen. And he whips that one incomplete there.
Nice progress down the field, was halted by that incompletion. They could try for some safe yards here to get things moving again, or keep throwing it and pushing it downfield to try and pick up bigger yardage.
Again, they'll throw with Allen. A short throw pulled in by Kincaid. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Looking to speed things up here, going with some tempo.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line.
Play action. Now it's Allen. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself. And he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game.
1st down. 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
Here's Allen. And that is caught. Touchdown, Buffalo. Keon Coleman, his 3rd touchdown of the season, all coming in this game. And the Bills have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, got to give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Point after, right down the middle. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter.
Bills, 27. Mitch Wishnowsky set to kick off.
Here is Wishnowsky to boot it away following the touchdown. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. So here are the Chiefs to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Working to put a drive together.
Fight on these two. Fight on these two.
They'll start the drive here with Pacheco. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. And when do they start thinking about burning these timeouts? They've got all 3 still defensively.
To me, you have to start right now. Here's the time, and that means you've got to stop them on defense, not give up the yardage. Use your timeouts in order to get the ball back and try and score yourself. But now is the time to start using those timeouts.
And keep in mind, it'll also stop the clock at the 2-minute warning.
Yellow, yellow.
In motion goes the tight end. To throw, it's Mahomes. Short throw hauled in by Kelsey. Will go down as a gain of 6. And that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Mahomes going to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Chiefs 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
That's good for a Kansas City Chiefs 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 38-yard line.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way. It worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they look to try and finish this one off. And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. And they try with Pacheco. Yeah, he was able to shed 1 tackle but could not get away from there. Good gain there on 1st down. It keeps them in a running situation probably.
They did everything right on that play, didn't they? They got the leverage up front, good blocking, nice hole for him, ends up picking up nice yardage, stays in bounds to keep the clock rolling. They are in charge of this scenario right now. They want to stay that way.
And not in any rush offensively. Here's a 2nd and 5. Interesting. Mahomes wants to throw it. This will be caught by Brown. And he's got a 1st down as a tackle made at the Bills' 35.
It's a gain of 21 yards.
What an intelligent play as he found open grass and uncovered quickly. A nice clutch play to move the chains. The defense, they've got to do a much better job of accounting for these shorter routes.
Yellow. Go on, Eddie.
And he will have a Chiefs 1st down. And that's the one that should seal the victory. Hey, we know Pat Mahomes can run it. We saw it right there, but you get the sense when he takes off, every Chiefs fan is just saying, hey, be careful.
You get the sense, right, that everyone's holding their breath?
Yes.
And no one's exhaling until he gets up? Well, that makes perfect sense. But the reason that play works well for him when he decides to keep it and run, because of the respect for his arm. He throws it so well and so often that when he does make the decision to run, it's usually wide open.
So no shortage of offense in this game, but a very clean game too, Charles. Each side got its points, but they did so without committing a single turnover.
That's so true, and it certainly felt like NFL football at its finest, right? You talk about the highest level for both of these offenses. Neither one of them afraid of taking risks, and both of them aggressively pushing it downfield. I did like, Brandon, how smart they were about going about their business, though. They were high-flying, but they took care of the ball.
Yeah, they did. And just keeping it clean in a game like this with all these points, you don't see that very often, even at the highest level. Job well done by both sides. So for Kansas City, the win gets them back over 500 at 5-4 on the year. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for Buffalo, they'll fall to 5-3 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.